The mind is a powerful force that shapes our reality. It isn't just a collection of thoughts. It is the very energy that drives our experiences and interactions. Every thought, every emotion, and every belief you hold emits a certain energy, a frequency, and this energy plays a pivotal role in the people you attract into your life. This includes whether someone is your soulmate or just another person passing through. You see, energy doesn't lie. It's constantly communicating, and the way we vibrate influences the world around us. If your inner world is filled with limiting beliefs, fear, or unresolved trauma, you will attract people who mirror these aspects back to you. You may meet someone who feels familiar, but upon deeper reflection, you realize they only match the energy of your past wounds. The mind and heart are so deeply connected that they cannot be separated. They work together to create the experiences that you live. This connection doesn't just dictate your actions, it attracts like energies into your life. On the other hand, when you begin to heal, align your thoughts with your desires, and raise your vibration, the energy you emit changes. This shift will naturally attract people who resonate with your newfound energy. The question of whether someone is a soulmate becomes less about their outward characteristics and more about how your energy aligns with theirs. Soulmates are not accidents, they are attracted through the energy we project when we are living in alignment with our highest self. They are individuals who help us grow, support our evolution, and challenge us to rise to our fullest potential. And it all starts within, with your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, creating the energy that attracts the right people into your life. Understanding this power is the first step in knowing if someone is your soulmate or simply another person crossing your path. When you are aligned with your own truth, your energy will speak louder than any surface-level interaction. The key to this is realizing that you are the creator of your own reality, and the right people will be drawn to the authentic, high. Before we can identify whether someone is truly our soulmate or just another person in our lives, we must first look inward. Self-love and healing are foundational to creating the type of relationship that aligns with our highest potential. Self-love is not a fleeting concept or a superficial act. It's a deep, transformative process that allows you to recognize your worth, embrace your flaws, and honor your unique journey. When you truly love yourself, you are no longer searching for validation or completion from someone else. Instead, you become whole and at peace within yourself, radiating an energy that attracts the same level of love and respect from others. Healing is equally important because without it, we often find ourselves stuck in cycles of repeating old patterns, attracting relationships that mirror past pain or unresolved issues. Whether it's from childhood, past relationships, or even cultural conditioning, these emotional wounds can affect how we show up in relationships. If we are unconsciously carrying the weight of old emotional scars, we may unknowingly draw in individuals who trigger these wounds, perpetuating a cycle of dysfunction rather than growth. True healing is not about erasing the past, but integrating those experiences into who we are now, allowing us to move forward with wisdom and strength. It's only through this process that we can free ourselves from the emotional baggage that clouds our ability to discern who truly aligns with us. When we commit to healing and self-love, we stop settling for relationships that don't serve our highest good. We raise our standards and attract partners who reflect the love and respect we've cultivated within ourselves. A soulmate will not be someone who fills a void or fixes us. Instead, they will be someone who complements and enhances the love we already have for ourselves. In this state of healing and self-empowerment, we learn to distinguish between a soulmate, a person who helps us grow and supports our journey, and someone who is simply passing by, offering little more than temporary satisfaction. The relationship we seek starts within, and the more we heal and love ourselves, the more clearly we can recognize the true connections that are meant to elevate our lives. Our lives are often shaped by patterns and conditioning that we may not even be aware of. From an early age, we are taught how to think, feel, and behave in ways that align with societal expectations, familial values, and cultural norms. These influences leave lasting impressions on our subconscious mind, creating automatic behaviors and reactions that we carry with us into adulthood. When it comes to relationships, these ingrained patterns can significantly impact the type of people we attract and the way we interact with them. We might find ourselves repeatedly drawn to partners who reflect familiar dynamics from our past, even if they are unhealthy or unfulfilling. For example, if we were raised in an environment where love was conditional or based on certain behaviors, we might unconsciously seek relationships where we feel we must earn love or approval. Similarly, if we were exposed to dysfunctional relationship patterns, such as emotional neglect or toxicity, we may unknowingly recreate these dynamics, believing that they are normal or that love must come with struggle. These subconscious patterns dictate our choices and shape our experience, often without us even realizing it. The key to breaking free from these cycles is awareness. Once we become conscious of the patterns we are repeating, we gain the power to change them. This requires looking at our past, reflecting on the emotional imprints left by childhood, previous relationships, or even societal expectations, and understanding how they may be influencing our current decisions. Recognizing these patterns doesn't mean we are doomed to repeat them forever. Rather, it offers us the opportunity to break the cycle and create something new. When we actively work to uncondition ourselves from these old patterns, we open up the space to attract a different kind of relationship, one that is based on mutual respect, growth, and authenticity. By transforming the subconscious beliefs and behaviors that no longer serve us, we shift our energetic vibration and begin attracting people who align with our true essence, not the version of us shaped by old conditioning. In the process, we begin to shed the old layers of our identity and step into a new way of being, where our relationships are a reflection of our highest potential, not our past wounds or limiting beliefs. The freedom comes when we stop unconsciously repeating the same patterns and instead begin consciously choosing the experiences and people that reflect our true desires and values. The present moment is where life truly happens. It is where we experience the fullness of our being, where connections are made, and where our true essence can be felt. However, most of us are often stuck either in the past or the future, distracted by what has been or what could be, instead of being fully present in the now. This disconnection from the present moment prevents us from living authentically and fully expressing who we truly are. To recognize whether someone is a soulmate or just another person, it's crucial to ground ourselves in the present, because this is where true connections are formed. Authenticity is deeply tied to the present moment. It's the act of showing up as we truly are, without masks, pretenses, or fear of judgment. When we are authentic, we are not trying to be someone we think others want us to be, nor are we holding on to past versions of ourselves. Authenticity comes from a deep inner knowing, from the recognition that we are enough exactly as we are in this moment. When we are in the present, we stop acting out of habit or trying to meet external expectations. We begin to interact with others from a place of truth, and that's where real connections happen. In relationships, authenticity is essential for building a solid and meaningful connection. A soulmate relationship is rooted in authenticity because it allows both individuals to show up as their true selves, without fear of rejection or need for approval. When both partners are authentic, they can create a space where they are fully seen, accepted, and appreciated. This authenticity creates an energetic bond that feels different from the surface level connections that often arise when we are not being true to ourselves. When we aren't authentic, we attract people who are also wearing masks, leading to relationships that lack depth or meaningful connection. Living authentically in the present also helps us discern if someone is truly a soulmate when we are not caught up in the illusions of what could be or the wounds of what has been. We are more attuned to how we feel in the presence of another person. We can tell if they resonate with our energy or if they are simply a reflection of an old pattern. Authenticity allows us to release the pressure of trying to force a connection and simply be with someone who aligns with our true essence. In this space, we can truly discover whether the bond is one that is meant to support our growth and journey, or if it is simply a passing connection. Being present and authentic is the key to unlocking meaningful relationships, as it allows us to engage from a place of truth and openness. It's not about trying to fit into someone else's idea of who we should be, but about showing up fully as ourselves, trusting that the right people will be attracted to our energy, and that those who are meant to walk with us will do so in a way that feels expansive, supportive, and aligned. The present moment is where the magic happens, and authenticity is the gateway to knowing whether someone is truly a soulmate or just another person on our path. Trusting your intuition and heart is one of the most powerful gifts you can give yourself in the journey of discovering whether someone is truly a soulmate or simply another person passing through your life. The mind is often clouded with doubts, fears, and the influence of external opinions, while the heart and intuition speak a language of truth that comes from a deeper, more knowing place. When we listen to our heart and intuition, we are tuning into the wisdom of our soul, guiding us toward what is meant for us and away from what no longer serves us. Intuition is not always logical, but it is always accurate. It's the quiet whisper inside that tells you when something feels right, even when everything around you may suggest otherwise. This inner knowing can often appear as a gut feeling or a sudden flash of clarity, cutting through the noise of your rational mind. In relationships, intuition serves as an anchor, helping us navigate through the complexity of emotions and situations. It helps us sense whether someone is aligned with our true desires, our values, and our vision for the future. When you trust your intuition, you stop second-guessing yourself or relying on external validation, and instead, you become more confident in your ability to make decisions that honor your soul's needs. Equally important is trusting your heart, which operates from a place of pure love and openness. The heart does not discriminate or judge based on past experiences, but instead embraces the present moment with unconditional love. When we allow our hearts to lead, we create space for deep, authentic connections that are rooted in mutual respect and care. The heart is attuned to the energy of others in a way that the mind often overlooks. It can sense the depth of a connection, the level of emotional availability, and the potential for growth that exists within a relationship. While the mind may look for logic or reasons, the heart simply feels. If something doesn't feel right in your heart, no amount of logical reasoning can override that inner knowing. The challenge is learning to distinguish between the voice of your heart and the noise of your fears or past wounds. Sometimes our fears can mask themselves as intuition, making us hesitant or distrustful of new connections. But true intuition is never born out of fear. It is born from a place of peace, calm, and alignment. When we're clear within ourselves, we can more easily discern the difference between intuition and fear, and this allows us to make decisions based on what truly serves our well-being. Trusting your intuition and heart also means being willing to take risks and be vulnerable. When you open your heart fully and allow yourself to feel, you make yourself available for deep, transformative connections. These connections might not always make sense on paper, but they resonate on a much deeper level. They challenge you to grow, to step outside of your comfort zone and to expand into new possibilities. A soulmate connection often requires this level of trust, as it's a bond that transcends logical reasoning and taps into something far greater than ourselves. By trusting your intuition and heart, you can begin to recognize the true nature of your relationships. You'll know when someone is meant to walk beside you on your journey and when someone is merely passing by. You'll be able to feel the energy of a person's soul and determine whether it complements or disrupts your own. This deep trust in yourself allows you to make empowered decisions about who stays in your life and who needs to be released, ensuring that you are always aligned with your highest path and attracting the kind of relationships that nurture your growth and evolution. The concept of conscious creation revolves around the understanding that we are not passive participants in life, we are the creators of our own reality. Every thought, emotion, and action we take influences the world around us, shaping the experiences we have and the people we attract. Most of us go through life on autopilot, reacting to situations and circumstances without realizing the immense power we hold in crafting the future we desire. But when we begin to understand that our thoughts and energy shape our reality, we can consciously direct our attention and intention toward creating the life and relationships we truly want. When it comes to relationships, the process of conscious creation means actively visualizing and embodying the type of partner and connection that aligns with our values and desires. It's not about waiting for someone to come into our lives and hoping they will be the one. Instead, it's about setting a clear intention for the kind of relationship you want to experience. This process involves aligning your internal world, your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, with the external reality you wish to manifest. If you hold deep beliefs that love is scarce or that you don't deserve a fulfilling relationship, then that belief will be reflected in the relationships you attract. However, if you cultivate the belief that love is abundant and that you deserve a healthy, supportive partnership, your energetic frequency will shift and the right person will appear. Conscious creation also requires us to step into the role of an active participant in our own lives. This means taking responsibility for our own energy rather than blaming others or circumstances for where we are. It means taking the time to heal old wounds, clear limiting beliefs, and create a mindset that supports growth and abundance. This work is often internal, as it involves rewiring our subconscious mind to align with the vision we hold for ourselves. It also requires us to stay open to the unexpected, knowing that the universe may present opportunities in ways that we haven't imagined, but that are perfectly aligned with our higher purpose. One of the most powerful aspects of conscious creation is the awareness that the future is not set in stone. We are not bound by our past, and we don't have to live according to a predetermined script. We are always creating, always evolving, and the choices we make today have the power to influence the experiences we have tomorrow. This is incredibly liberating because it means we are not victims of our circumstances. We can choose to take control of our lives, our happiness, and our relationships by consciously choosing our thoughts, emotions, and actions. In terms of relationships, this means we can co-create the partnerships we desire. A soulmate is not someone who randomly shows up in our lives by chance. They are the result of a conscious, intentional process that begins within us. By aligning ourselves with our true desires, cultivating a mindset of love, and taking inspired action, we open the door to a deeper connection. We no longer wait for love to find us, but instead we become magnetic to the kind of love we seek. Conscious creation also involves recognizing that everything is energy, and the energy we put out into the world will come back to us. If we want to attract a soulmate who is aligned with our values, we must first embody those values ourselves. This process of conscious creation is not about forcing outcomes, but about aligning ourselves with the energy we wish to receive. It's about being the kind of person we want to meet and trusting that the universe will mirror our intentions back to us in the form of a loving, supportive partner. Ultimately, conscious creation allows us to step into our fullest power as creators of our lives. We are not passive observers waiting for things to happen. We are active participants in shaping our future. By taking responsibility for our energy and aligning our thoughts, beliefs, and actions with the life we want to live, we begin to consciously create a future filled with meaningful relationships and experiences that align with our soul's highest purpose. Through this process, we become more aware of our true potential and recognize that we are always in the driver's seat of our own lives, with the power to create the love and life we truly desire. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all on a journey, one that is unique and deeply personal. And yet, there is a universal question we all ask at some point. Is he my soulmate, or just another person passing through my life? This question, though seemingly simple, holds the key to understanding the deeper connections we crave and the relationships we deserve. It's a question that calls us to examine ourselves, our energy, and the relationships we cultivate with others. First, we must recognize the power of the mind and the energy we emit. Our thoughts and emotions shape our reality. Every moment, we are sending out vibrations that attract people who are in alignment with our current state of being. Whether it's someone who brings us joy and growth, or someone who mirrors our past wounds, the energy we hold is the force that determines the relationships we draw into our lives. To find a soulmate, we must first align ourselves with our highest self, raising our frequency and opening ourselves to the possibility of a love that matches our energy. Next, we must turn inward to heal and love ourselves. Self-love is not just a concept. It is a transformative process that requires deep healing and unconditional acceptance. We cannot attract the right relationships until we understand our own worth and stop seeking validation from others. It's through the work of healing past wounds and embracing our true selves that we create the space for the right people to enter our lives. A soulmate is not someone who fixes us, but someone who complements and supports the love we already have for ourselves. But even with healing and self-love, we must confront the patterns and conditioning that influence the choices we make in relationships. So often we find ourselves repeating the same cycles, drawn to the same types of people who reflect our past wounds. These patterns, rooted in our subconscious mind, limit our ability to attract the healthy, supportive relationships we desire. By becoming aware of these patterns and consciously choosing to break free from them, we can create the space for relationships that are based on growth, authenticity, and mutual respect. It is in the present moment that we experience life's true magic. To recognize a soulmate, we must be fully present, showing up as our authentic selves without fear or pretension. In the present moment, there is no need to wear a mask or hide our true essence. A soulmate is someone who allows us to be fully ourselves, someone who supports our authenticity and encourages our growth. When we live in the now, we can truly connect with others and discern whether they align with our soul's purpose. Trusting your intuition and your heart is essential to this process. Our minds often cloud our judgment with doubts, but the heart knows the truth. The subtle guidance of intuition speaks to us when something feels right or wrong, and it is our job to listen. When we trust ourselves and our heart's wisdom, we are guided toward relationships that nourish and support our highest good. This is the language of the soul, and it is the key to recognizing whether someone is truly meant to walk with us on our journey. Finally, we must understand that we are the conscious creators of our future. We are not passive observers of our lives. We are active participants in shaping the relationships we desire. The thoughts we hold, the beliefs we nurture, and the actions we take all contribute to the reality we create. By consciously aligning our energy with our desires and becoming the person we wish to meet, we draw into our lives the relationships that reflect our highest potential. The soulmate we seek is not something we passively wait for, but something we actively co-create. In conclusion, the question of whether someone is your soulmate or just another person in your life is a deeply personal one. It is one that invites you to reflect on your energy, your beliefs, your healing, and your authenticity. By tuning into the power of your mind and heart, by trusting your intuition, and by consciously creating the future you desire, you can find the answers within. The love you seek begins with you. When you raise your vibration, heal your wounds, and show up authentically in the present moment, you will attract the relationships that resonate with your soul's purpose. So, I leave you with this. The journey to finding your soulmate starts with the transformation of your own inner world. Become the person you wish to meet, and the universe will reflect that back to you. The people who align with your energy will appear, and you will know without a doubt that they are more than just another person. They are the ones who will walk beside you, challenge you, and support you in becoming the best version of yourself.